You speak to agents because you've started like just supporting agents and just being very generous with what's working for you. And it resonates really well with your audience. It isn't presented in a way that alienates your clients. And that's something that I've always been really afraid of is, you know, obviously we're still producing real estate agents. And that's like our main thing. Yeah. And then we have the market authority side where I love coaching other agents. And I do not know how to speak to both of those people on a space like Instagram in a way that doesn't like sideline either party. Did you have any sort of challenge with that? Or is it just like the messaging is the messaging?
I still feel like I kind of have a fear of that. What I will say is like building your personal brand is so important because you can pivot at any time.
Right.
So for me, I'm like, sometimes if I feel like I am alienating one side or the other, I know that I can just pivot back to the other, you know? So maybe for 3 months, I'm making content that just speaks directly to one person, but the next 3 months I can make it and talk to somebody else because you and I feel like we've been doing this for so long that people have followed along on our journey and they know that we're human and that we're going to kind of take different paths at different times. But I feel like what I've done is I just try to connect that. It kind of happens organically. I don't really sit there and think about it. Mm-hmm. But in telling an agent how to do their job really well, I'm also telling a buyer or seller that I am kind of a leader in telling people how to do their jobs better, which makes it seem like I'm doing my job the best that I can.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I'll subtly hint at, like I did this post the other day and I was like, here's why your listing marketing doesn't matter. And here's what really matters is getting like to the core of what's important to a seller and listening to them. And I'm talking to an agent, but like a seller reading that is like, oh yeah, so like, that is important. Yeah. Yeah. But they flow so naturally in my life and in the way that my world actually works and operates that it kind of comes naturally to me.
You do it beautifully.
Thank you.
Like it really is so seamless in the way that you've done it. And it's been really fun to watch you like begin integrating all of those different content pieces.
Yeah.
Because it just, I guess, it is that personal branding that's going to be the foundation for all of it. And it just really builds upon itself nicely.
Yeah. Once I knew who I was talking to, I feel like it comes so easy. Like I can think of a post and make it and post it within 5 minutes because it's just things that pop into my head that I would tell, like if I was having a conversation with you and we're talking about our business, it's just something that then I would transfer to social media.
Yeah.
I always say social media, but I only use Instagram. Really.
I know, right?
Yeah. I don't know why social media is the word that I choose, but Instagram.
How much time are you spending on Instagram each week, would you say, or each day, I guess, rather?
Like scrolling or like
intentionally marketing and building your business. Scrolling, we'll leave that out of it.
Okay. If I took scrolling out, honestly,
because I don't want to be asked about that
too much if I leave scrolling in. But honestly, I think because I had my second baby and we didn't really have a ton of hours with the nanny in the beginning. And I'm just like a fly by the seat in my pants person. I know that you're very calculated and organized. And like, I feel like me as a human, I'm just like, well, let's just whip it up and post it and publish it. And like, that's just how I operate. Mm-hmm. But I literally will take 30 seconds. I'll put my little Octobuddy on a TV or window. I'll videotape me doing something random. It'll take me probably 30 seconds. And then I feel like all day as I'm driving or talking or like communicating with people, I feel like I'll naturally think of like, oh, I should make that into a post.
Yeah.
So I type it out. I use it kind of like my journal also. Like I feel like I talk to people as though I'm writing in a journal or like sharing my thoughts for the day.
Yeah.
So honestly, it takes me probably less than 10 minutes to film, make, and post a post.
Yeah. I think you have to have that. Well, it's weird because everyone else assumes that it must be really hard. And yeah. I don't know if that's a legit thought or if that's more of like a defense mechanism of like, well, that's why I'm not doing it because I don't have the time or I don't have the skills. And it's like, no, like just do it.
I think that's just what you have to do. Like, I remember when stories came out and remember people would like post their face on a story and it was so weird because before it was just like posts. And like people were like talking to the camera and I thought that was so weird and I could not hop on board with that for the longest time. But then I did it and then I did a little bit more. And then
I was the weirdo. I was straight up on there like,
oh, you were?
Hey guys, happy Monday. I was like, I loved it. I was like all in, which is weird because I'm super introverted.
Yeah.
But that was a safe space for me to have like.
I was not. I remember I just sat on the sidelines and like watched people post for so long. And finally I did it. It felt really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But now, however many years later, it's probably like 6 years later that stories have been out. You're like, that's just super natural. You just do it. But I feel like with anything, you just have to do it and get comfortable in it and get comfortable in your platform. And then it becomes easy. Nothing's just easy to do from the first time you start it.
Yeah, I really resonate with that. And I think it's totally normal where anytime we are trying something new, you should expect for it to be uncomfortable, and that is a safe discomfort, right?
Yeah.
So like, yes, we might have a little bit of that like fight or flight so that stress response when we're doing something that feels totally outside of our comfort zone. But that is a safe discomfort. And I literally tell myself that all the time, like, I'm safe. This is okay.
Yeah.
This is just me doing something that's totally new. And I might completely embarrass myself in front of my entire audience, and that is okay. I will live after that, you know?